May we introduce Konstantin Berchtold to you? Konstantin Berchtold is 17 years old, will soon have his school-leaving certificate in the bag, and is looking forward to his vocational education. Isn't that what you'd expect for a 17-year-old? Not for Konstantin Berchtold. Konstantin Berchtold is one of those people generally referred to as spastic, a disability that is more correctly called infantile cerebral palsy. The fact that Conny, in spite of his disability, can look into a future that offers him many possibilities is thanks to his enormous willpower and an organization that accompanies him wherever he goes in life. The Icp Group Munich, one of Europe's largest integration centers for infantile cerebral palsy. Whether children, young people or adults, those affected find an open door here. This is what is offered for all ages: a better quality of life through therapy, support and integration. A demanding challenge requiring special skills. The medical leadership of the Icp Group Munich is therefore in the hands of Professor René Lampe, the holder of the first chair in infantile cerebral palsy. The most important tasks of this professorship include the extensive investigation of the condition's causes and effects.
Cerebral palsy is caused by damage to the brain shortly before, during or after birth. In addition, this condition can also arise through an accident. In all cases, the disorder results in multiple handicaps. It is characterized by motor disruption and a decreased muscle tone. The so-called spastic symptoms, such as impairment of walking, speaking and use of the hands, are the most visible ones. There at the ICP, we offer people with these handicaps all around and individual support and stimulation.
A concept for integration into the life of our society, as comprehensively and extensively as possible. Konstantin Berchtold has taken advantage of this offer, indeed from his earliest childhood. The first and most important chapters of his biography include our special areas in which children with disabilities experience individual support and care, tailored to their capabilities and needs. Such special areas include our creative educational kindergarten, facilities to prepare for school, our islands, support and daycare centers, plus targeted therapy treatments. Under sensitive and highly qualified educational guidance, our school preparation facility provides the children with optimum development opportunities. This is how those in our care develop social skills, cognitive perception faculties, and, not least, their creative potential. Our islands are a very special type of focal point. Even the car park at the front proves that there is a vibrant community life here. Because what we call islands are another special area where children and young people with disabilities experience the best care and support in an atmosphere of trust. The Munich Day concept's interdisciplinary approach to support is visibly expressed here, not least in the arrangement and design of the facilities. Daycare centers, teaching and therapy areas ideally complement each other. For school attendance, there is generally a ratio of 1 teacher and 1 therapist to approximately 6 children. Whether primary or secondary school, throughout the day, school lessons, therapy and curative and social education are optimally matched to each other. With writing, for example, attention is paid to the optimization of motor skills and perception. By means of targeted occupational therapy measures, disabled people are supported in achieving independence in everyday life. For example, the use of pens often succeeds only after intensive practice. The basis of all activities is an individual support plan, which is developed by interdisciplinary teams as part of the Munich Day concept. The combined skills of various specialists is just as essential as the close cooperation of the medical leadership, school, therapy, and daycare center. After psychological diagnosis and throughout consultation, an individual support plan is developed, like the one created for Konstantin Berchtold. A support plan which ensures structure, provides orientation, and guarantees school attendance with the best possible prospects. At the same time, Conny benefits from the therapy which is tailored exactly to his needs. It's so much fun to swim in the center's own pool, and it's also perfectly suited to develop balance and to enable freedom of movement. This is an aim that is often pursued throughout physiotherapy. The purpose is always to be able to come to grips with day-to-day situations as well as possible. Infantile cerebral palsy often causes problems with food intake and in language acquisition. For this, speech therapy can achieve improvements on a neurophysiological basis, so speech therapy is a significant cornerstone in the overall therapeutic concept. Wherever possible, we want to integrate disabled and able-bodied people. In addition to the integrative nursery and kindergarten, the Icp Group Munich also comprises of an inclusive primary school which started in 2010.
Our Alois-Kittelbach School is a first small step in implementing the UN Convention on the Right of Persons with Disabilities, but also in promoting the collective support of children with and without special educational needs. Here it is important to us that every child is supported individually and according to his or her needs. However, it is also very important to us that parents have the choice between a special facility like the ICP and a mainstream school like a German primary school.
Psst, please do not disturb. Serious learning is going on here. But just take a look around you. You're sure to immediately notice that there are several teachers at once in this class. A decisive advantage, but not the only one. The inclusive primary school is also characterized by the fact that teaching is carried out in small groups. The rule is a maximum of 18 children per class. Intellectual effort obviously requires a balanced diet. Our subsidiary company, Integra, looks after that. They prepare all food on site. Healthy meals come fresh to the table. Like here, a tasty lunch which recharges the batteries of both children and young people. Would you now like to find out what are the lessons in Conny's timetable? Right then. Conny is long since out of short trousers and is well on the way to his vocational training. Here too, he is developing his progress as part of the Munich Day concept. He will start his career path with the vocational training, BBW for short in German, in our facility, which is aimed at young people with infantile cerebral palsy, a disability often linked to learning and sensory impairment. It is obvious that there is a long and hard road ahead of all of them, but it is worthwhile. Step by step, it leads to increased self-responsibility and independence. Someone who doesn't know which career is right for him will find in the BBW exactly the help that he needs. The choice is not easy. In the BBW, there are almost 20 different careers for which vocational training is possible. However, regardless of the chosen career, the training takes place in the BBW's own facilities, such as here in the workshop. In addition, our trainees can undertake industrial placements in selected partner organizations for several weeks or for longer periods. This can contribute decisively to integration and takes place according to the qualification criteria of VAMB, Integrated Vocational Training with BBVs, not only in industry, but also in business. That is, where training takes place in close collaboration with companies in and around Munich. And what is true for all other career paths also applies here. Practice in the workplace and theory in the private vocational school mostly take place under the same roof. Therefore, both components are ideally matched to each other. Furthermore, preparation for relevant key qualifications combined with additional individual support, teaching create the best conditions for successful completion of training. And also, our BBV trainees come from all over Germany and can, if geographical or home conditions require, also live in our residential home. This is a great help for training and at the same time a step towards greater independence. There is one thing we are very proud of. Almost all our trainees obtain the German EHK, Chamber of Industry and Commerce, or HWK, Chambers of Craft and Trades qualifications, and many of them gain their first place in the employment market. Our support concept applies to all ages. In practice, that means from the nursery into old age, the best possible care, support and therapy. In the Icp Group Munich, this occurs before and during training. Immediately afterwards, if necessary, it is possible to move seamlessly to our Munich Support Center, a special facility for adults with physical or multiple disabilities. Here, a core task is to increase the motivation and feeling of self-esteem of every single person through individual work and activity opportunities. It never fails to impress, a glance in our workshop for people with disabilities. Here, products of incredible quality are created, made by people who are unable to undertake vocational training, but who can nevertheless create goods and supply services which can be marketed. Those who work here naturally draw a salary and also obtain a pension entitlement. The purpose of our support facility is to give structure to the day through meaningful activity and to use, maintain and extend physical and intellectual capabilities in the best possible way. It is open to adults who are multiply and very severely disabled and to those for whom neither training nor an activity in our workshop are possible. Here too, industrious hands carry out valuable work without any time pressure. This includes the repair of bicycle wheels as well as manufacture by hand of products which we offer for sale or are also happy to use ourselves. This is of immeasurable importance for the self-esteem of the disabled people. What you really must know: in the support facility and in the workshop for people with disabilities, external participants are just as welcome as the people who avail of our residential opportunities. Residential opportunities which fulfill our principle, living means feeling at home. A claim which comes alive not least through the attractive and welcoming amenities. The standard includes individual bedrooms, generous group areas and modern sanitary equipment. Depending on the degree of disability or impairment, very different modes of living are possible. The spectrum runs from one's own apartment to assisted living to living with integrated day structure, a new concept for people who, because of their age or disability, are unable or unwilling to avail of options in the support facilities. The following is always true. The independence and self-determination of our residents has the utmost priority. And we also place great value on interpersonal contact, such as here in our residential unit for people with disabilities and for the aged. A place where joy of living and a feeling of security is created through days structured appropriate to age and through loving care and support. Even into old age, because here permanent residence is possible. All this is the expression of our social culture which characterizes our complete sense of community.
The Icp Group Munich is a highly specialized organization for people with infantile cerebral palsy, i.e. damage to the brain in early childhood. Our final goal is to make it possible for these people to lead an independent and dignified life and to allow them to participate in the community. For this, we offer a comprehensive specialized support as well as an integrative and inclusive range of services which start in infancy and accompanies them to old age.
Whether young or old, or disabled or able-bodied, the encounter between one person and another defines our thinking and behavior, today and in the future.